welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I have a different sort of video for you. I'm going to be doing a tag video, which I've done a couple of before, but not many. And today I'm going to be doing the BookTube Journey Tag. This is one that I haven't really seen anybody that I am subscribed to or anybody that I watch. I haven't really seen any of them do, but I was just going through YouTube one day and I stumbled upon a video of somebody. I can't even remember which video it was or who made it. Unfortunately, I should have written it down. But I stumbled upon this video of the BookTube Journey Tag, and I thought it was cool, wrote down all the questions, and so I figured I'd do it because I thought it might be fun. So there's 15 questions here, so I'm just gonna kind of go through them, answer them, and hope you guys enjoy hearing what I have to say about them, I guess. So the first question is, how long have you been watching BookTube? I started watching BookTube, I think, around fall of 2021, which was mainly because I was reading a lot of Star Wars books. Obviously, you know, that's kind of one of the main things I do on this channel, and so I was primarily reading Star Wars books, and I was thinking about like checking out Lord of the Rings and stuff. I think at that point I might have already bought it actually, and I was like, okay, I want to start getting into more fantasy books, but I don't know where to start, and so I started looking around on YouTube for people's recommendations, and that's when I stumbled upon channels like Daniel Green. I think was the first one that I found that I really enjoyed, and then other ones like Jonathan Cohn's channel, or Mike's book reviews, or different ones like that I started out with pretty early on and really enjoyed, and that kind of helped me start to find books to then, you know, actually start looking at in terms of fantasy that I could get into. So that's kind of when I got started with watching BookTube. And the second question is, when did I start making videos? I started in August of 2022. So I've been going, what, maybe a year and 3/4 or so, something like that. The third question is, what made you start making videos? There's a few things for this. First of all, I've just always enjoyed doing videos in general. I mean, I've had some level of a presence on YouTube for over a decade now, since I was like 12, 13 years old. And even before then, before I started posting videos on YouTube, I would record my own kind of home videos where I would just talk about stuff or show stuff off, like you know, I used to make like Lego, you know, creations or whatever, and I would like show those on camera, and I would make little videos showing them off, and things like that. Nobody ever like watched them. I didn't share them with anyone, but I've always just had an interest in making videos for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it is. I do like to get my thoughts out there and kind of, you know, and that's also part of why I started making videos, is because I just like sharing my thoughts with people. And I like just being able to take a thing that I experienced and just kind of get my thoughts out there. I don't know, that's just something that's always appealed to me for a very, very long time. And then the other thing that made me start wanting to do videos was, of course, again, I primarily do Star Wars book videos, or not primarily, but largely I do a lot of those. And one of the things that really made me think that was viable was actually a channel that I already mentioned, Jonathan Cohn, who has since become a good friend of mine, who was very encouraging to me in the sense that I saw him doing fantasy and Star Wars, and all, you know, doing Star Wars and it doing well, along with many other things, and be like, it's working well for him. I could actually do that, because at the time I thought Star Wars videos probably wouldn't do that well, because, you know, it's maybe not as prominent as, you know, your typical fantasy series or whatever. You know, in my experience of talking to some other people, not you know, everybody necessarily, but other people in like academic settings or things like that, when I said that I liked to read Star Wars books, I would get that kind of, oh, you really read Star Wars books kind of response. And so I was afraid that, you know, it wouldn't do very well if I wanted to do videos about it. But finding Jonathan's channel kind of got me started on that. So Jonathan, if you're seeing this, thank you, because you're part of the reason why I'm here. Fourth question is, are there any people who have played a significant role in your BookTube journey? I kind of already addressed this, but Jonathan, obviously, Jonathan Cohn, who has a great channel that I'd recommend if you are not subscribed to it, definitely had a big impact on me in terms of making me think that doing, you know, a lot of Star Wars content in addition to other stuff was actually viable. And then, you know, other people, Daniel Green, Mike's book reviews, Matt's fantasy book reviews, let's see, just a whole bunch of other channels, Murphy Napier, all them. You know, lots of other channels really kind of inspired me to just do this in general. And so that's pretty much what I would say for that, is just getting a lot of inspiration from other people. And even if, you know, I've never talked to these people necessarily, or at least not extensively, or, you know, we have never like done anything together in terms of like, you know, actual video stuff or whatever, you know, they were all just people that inspired me, and I really appreciate them for that. The next question is, what kind of books do I like to read? If you're subscribed to my channel, you probably know the answer to this already. But again, a lot of Star Wars books, a lot of fantasy books, a lot of sci-fi, a bit of horror, primarily in the vein of like Lovecraftian cosmic horror, although I am branching out into the other stuff as well. And that pretty much well covers it, I think. I enjoy reading some other genres now and then. I'm open to reading other genres, but that's kind of my main wheelhouse. And then the question after that is, how has that changed since I started doing BookTube? It hasn't changed much. It's maybe, I've kind of been forced in a way to vary my reading a little bit more. Which is something that I want to do anyway, but, you know, when I do like my videos every month or whatever, I don't want to just do Star Wars video, Star Wars video, Star Wars video, or fantasy video, you know, over and over doing the same things. You know, I want to do a variety of stuff, so, you know, that has kind of impacted my reading in the sense that I think I maybe regularly read a wider variety than I normally would, which is still not a huge variety. It's still kind of sticking in the same kind of corner of books in terms of, you know, like fantasy, sci-fi, horror, that all kind of gets lumped together a lot. I think that has definitely been affected in some ways. Similarly, the next question is, what kind of videos do I like to make? Look at the channel, because I don't really make videos that I don't like to make. You know, I enjoy doing the reviews because, again, I like to just take the thing that I have just experienced and just talk about it. I like doing ranking videos, first of all, because they tend to do pretty well, and also I just enjoy them. I enjoy watching them. And you know, I enjoy doing book hauls because it's exciting, because I got new books. I do enjoy doing my TBRs because I like to kind of look ahead and see what I'm thinking of reading. You know, pretty much anything that I do on this channel is the kind of thing that I like to make videos about. There are some other things that I would like to do videos about that I haven't done as extensively that I'd like to do more of in the future. I just don't know if I can. I'm a big fan of like long form analysis video essay type videos, especially about things like video games, or sometimes about music, or occasionally about some movies and things like that. Don't get a whole lot of that in terms of books. I've seen a few, but not a lot. Although I've gotten some for like authors for like Lovecraft and stuff. But I would love to get into more of that kind of thing. I just think that that's a, you know, those are big projects, and I don't know if I would be able to actually handle something like that very well. But that's something that I would like to make. So, you know, there's that answer, I guess. And then the question after that is, how has the types of videos I've liked to make changed as I've done the channel? It hasn't really changed much. I will say I'm not necessarily always as keen to do reviews, simply because there are times when I read a book and I don't have a lot of thoughts on it, and that is the one time where I don't like to do reviews. I enjoy doing reviews if I actually have something to say about a book, but if I feel like I don't have anything to say and it ends up being like a 5-minute review where I make like 3 points and that's it, you know, I don't really enjoy that very much because I feel like I'm not really saying anything. But yeah, that hasn't changed much, you know, since I started. I enjoy doing, I mostly have remained consistent with the kind of stuff that I like to do, I guess. The next one is, do I script or edit my videos, and has that changed over time? I do edit my videos. I don't script my videos. I do usually, at least in terms of like a review, I will usually write out my written review first and post it on Goodreads and stuff. So then I kind of have a general framework of things that I want to talk about. But I don't like to script my videos. I've tried that before when I've done, you know, past YouTube channels, and I did not like how it sounded. I don't think I sound good reading from a script. I have a hard time making it sound natural, which granted is probably something I could learn to do. And if I ever do end up doing those long form videos like I want to do someday, that's something I'd have to get better at. But I don't like the way that I come across reading from a script. I'd prefer to just kind of do off the cuff, like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like stream of consciousness type thing, just kind of talking about whatever. I generally will have a framework, like I said, of the written review, or if I have like a ranking, I will have the list of stuff that I'm talking about, but I will generally the most scripting that I do is I'll spend, some time earlier in the day thinking about what I want to say, but I don't actually write it out. And that really hasn't changed really ever since I started doing YouTube even way back years ago. As far as editing, obviously I do edit my videos, although I think I have found more ways to edit less than I used to. I feel like even back before I had this channel, I would edit my videos pretty extensively because I just wasn't good at kind of just talking consistently, and I would have a lot of pauses and a lot of breaks and wouldn't really know what to say a lot of the time. And I think I've gotten a lot better at that. I'm actually able to, just kind of keep talking and not have to edit as extensively as I used to, which is nice. Next question is, what's my most viewed video? My most viewed video is my top 10 books of all time, which I did a couple months ago now, I think, or something like that. Maybe a month ago, I can't remember. It wasn't that long ago, which kind of blew up way more than I expected it to. I figured it'd get like a few hundred views, and right now it's sitting at like over 2,500. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it's quite a few for my channel, at least. And so that's my most viewed video. And then the next question is, what is my favorite video that I have done? Which I don't really think I have one. If I had to pick one, it's probably that one. Not simply because, it's the most viewed video, though that is nice. But I do enjoy that video as well. I think I did a good job with it. I just generally enjoy doing my ranking videos. I like doing, stuff about my favorite books, stuff about, my favorite books that I read in a given year, different things like that. I also, even though I don't think the videos are necessarily amazing, like there's things that I think I could have done better with them, I do really enjoy the videos where I've talked about music. I'm a big metalhead, and fantasy and things like that are very big in the metal genre. So I've done videos talking about like fantasy in relation to heavy metal, or I did a video about H.P. Lovecraft with heavy metal. Those kinds of videos I really enjoy doing as well, just because I'm able to bring kind of two of my interests together in a way that I think is kind of interesting. I wouldn't say they're my favorite videos I've ever done, but I really enjoy that style of video, and I like to do more of them in the future. The next question is, do I have a favorite book that I read because of BookTube? I, at the moment, don't think I have any that I specifically read because it's popular on BookTube. There's a couple that I've gotten, but I haven't read yet, that I got because they're popular on BookTube, like The Name of the Wind, which I still haven't read, but I got that basically because it's popular on BookTube. I guess if it counts, the Cosmere, that was kind of one of the first things that really drew my attention when I was starting to watch BookTube, and because it's very popular on fantasy BookTube especially, I guess that kind of counts as an answer to this question. Big fan of the Cosmere, so I guess that's my answer. Next question is there a particular favorite BookTube experience that I want to talk about? Nothing really that exciting, I think. The only one that really sticks out to me in my mind is, the top 10 favorite books video, which was just crazy to me to see how that did. Again, I uploaded it, didn't expect it to do, I figured it would do well, but not amazingly well. And then just seeing it continue to go up, and then, gaining more subscribers and things like that, which, it was just cool to see. It's not a particularly exciting memory or anything, but, that's one that sticks out in my mind, is when I was kind of seeing that happen over the course of literally like 2 days, seeing it grow that much and just being like, that's really cool. So that's probably the one that I'd point to. The next question is, show what your book collection looks like, which I just did a video about recently, so you can go check that out if you want the answer to this question. And the final question on here is, do you have any advice for people who want to start their own channel? I don't know if I necessarily do. I think, you know, it's good to make sure that it's something that you're actually like passionate about and interested in. You know, if I didn't actually want to be doing this, I wouldn't be doing it. So I think it's good to just make sure that it's something that you actually want to do and not something that you feel like you have to do, or something that you want to do, you know, your heart's not in it, you know, necessarily, but you want to do it because you think, you know, you'll get a bunch of views and you'll get big or whatever. You know, I think it's important to make sure that you have actual passion and interest for most things that you do in terms of hobbies, because otherwise I don't think it's really a hobby. And so I think that's an important thing to do. Also, like, just try to be consistent, which is something that I have really tried hard to do. You know, for the last over a year now, like a year and a few months, I have pretty much consistently, I think, been doing, you know, 2 videos a week, like every single week, which has been a challenge to keep up with sometimes, but it's something that I've really tried hard to do and something I've really tried to work on. And I think that has also helped my channel. So I think be consistent is also another one that is important. I guess that's pretty much it that I really have to say. I don't have a whole lot of advice really, but those are a couple of the things that I would suggest, I suppose. And that pretty much wraps up the tag. The last thing is to tag other people that you want to do this video, but I don't really care to do that. So if you see this and want to do this video, then feel free. I will probably try to remember to write all the questions in the description so you can just kind of take them and use them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I don't really know if any of you will be particularly interested in this, but I hope you are, because I thought it would be fun to do. I enjoy doing, you know, just fun little stuff like this from time to time, so I hope you enjoyed. So that's pretty much it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.